In this short episode, we'll talk about state versus behavior verification. We might have seen glimpse of it, but let's discuss it in detail. So, state basically verification of values result on object after an operation is performed. So, an object is in a certain state before the action is performed. We compare then it with the when the operation is performed. It may have made changes to its state, its values. So that's called the state verification. Whereas behavior verification, we verify if a method was called or not, an API was called with certain parameters and payload, and number of time a certain method or things were called. So that's the difference between one is to check the value of the object, and the state means certain methods, certain behaviors were executed on it. So methods are also called behaviors in object oriented terminology. So here let's look at the example. This was the action performed on the movie ID. We found something. Here we are asserting. So these assert basically checks the value, to verify the value if there is a certain value in it. So that's the state verification. Whereas the behavior verification is verifying if find by ID was called on the movie repository and it has ID 1 or whatever the value was in this variable. We also verify another behavior if the mapper was called one time and the method was like the map and which contains certain entity object. So that's how we test our code. It ensures us that we have correctly configured or our expectation as correct. So maybe if someone doesn't have enough balance, you may not want to forward this call to the payment gateway or to certain use case where it needs this balance. So you can verify it if the call was not made, so no interaction. So you can verify there should be no interaction at all, or there should be twice, thrice, or 5 time interaction with the same method or a class call. So behavior verification is really important. You have to plan it because it shows you that if you are correct about your assumptions or not. So you may have certain if condition, and somehow that if condition is not working as per the expectation, something in the process is changing it. So you can verify that, you can verify the behavior, you can verify the state. That's it. Thank you so much. Bye.